नमस्ते दोस्तों, नमस्ते, क्या हाल है? सब ठीक ठाक है? मैं पहाड़ी डेविड हूँ, नेपाल में, दामन मकवानपुर डिस्ट्रिक्ट, नेपाल, मध्य नेपाल। हाँ, पहाड़ी डेविड, बाहर की डेविड नहीं, पहाड़ी डेविड, क्योंकि मैंने काफ़ी समय रहा हिमालय में, नेपाल और खासकर इंडिया में। शाबाश, welcome, swagatam. Enjoy the nature. शाबाश। और क्या हाल है? सब ठीक ठाक है? हो गया खाना? शाबाश, वाह वाह वाह। ओ बाल बच्चे सब ठीक ठाक है ना? तुम्हारी शादी हो गई? आय शाबाश, वाह वाह वाह, वाह वाह वाह। नहीं तो कब करोगे शादी? आय बाबा हो, ये दुनिया की आबादी बहुत बहुत बड़ा है यार, बहुत बड़ा है। मचाट, खच खच किच किच, है बाबा हो। मैं वाईफाई जोन में हूँ। कोई आएगी? कोई है? माई का लाल कोई है? ओए शाबाश माई का लाल। नमस्कार CJ Singh, Haldwani ki Raja. Namaste CJ. Yeah, nice to see you also. I'm in again in the Wi-Fi zone, CJ. और आजकल हल्द्वानी बाजारन की हुनीन सब ठीक ठाक चू? शाबाश, शाबाश, वाह वाह वाह, वाह वाह वाह। You're first in line today, CJ. Shabash. Yeah, nice background, Darman's natural beauty. Shabash, Ruben, I'm especially fine today. Especially fine, thank you. I found, say, old or new eating place today, which has had a complete change of management. The Darman Tower, the Darman View Tower, aka Darman Resort, where the Darman View Tower is. And in the past, and I mean I'm coming and going to Darman in recent years, the last 13 years, the cooks were usually one hot and one day cold, you know what I mean? But now they've got two new cooks there in the Darman Tower, the Darman Resort. Two new cooks since 2 months and 1 month. And wow, wow, wow. Beautiful, beautiful food and good price. And so that's helped very much. This village, Darman, and really there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different restaurants here. 3 of them basically the same food, same dal every day, but the other 3 are very, very nice. So I had a good boost today, because I'll be here for 5 months, you know. And that's right. Yes, I can, Ruben. And thanks for your nice messages as usual, Ruben, on YouTube messaging. And oh, Ashish, aunus ek minute, aunus. Yeah, mero purano mitro. Shabash. Aunus. Shabash. ये एक पुरानो मित्र वो भी हिंदी समझे, लेकिन ये नेपाल है, ये हिंदुस्तान नहीं है। आशीष जी नमस्ते।
नमस्ते
शाबाश,
नमस्ते।
दुनिया को नमस्ते दे दो। नमस्ते, है शाबाश, है गजब। ये आशीष है, वो भी रेस्टोरेंट होटल का मालिक भी है। शाबाश। आजकल क्या बनाएंगे आज रात में? Roti bhi ban sakte, roti?
Sausage.
Huh?
Sausage.
Sausage kya masu.
हजुर.
The Nepali people like to eat a lot of meat. They like meat,
Sausage,
masu.
momo, chowmin,
Huh?
momo,
Momo, chow mein.
chowmin,
Aha.
thukpa,
Hey, shabash. Hey.
tumba,
Tumba.
tumba,
Tumba kya kodoko.
kodogo.
This is like millet or ragi alcoholic drink with a straw. Yeah, Asa, yeah. Voila. Hey, shabash. Yeah, refined kodo. Hey, refined wala. Ekdam pure wala. Shabash. Dhanyavad, Gajam. Fere betola. Ashish. Shabash. Wow. Oh, look, Ruben, one of the biggest sayings in Nepal is eat dal bhat 24 hours or something. Eat dal bhat 24 hours, 24-hour power. This is the big expression here in Nepal, you know. Some people they even eat 3 times a day. If they have early meal in the morning, then again 1 or 2 o'clock, and night time also, you know. Many people I see, they never cook chapati, they never cook roti, they don't cook it, or they never cooked it. One restaurant here, he never learned how to cook paratha. It's just not in the culture of some people here, not in the culture, you know. That's right. That's right. Yeah. You're having more rain there now, CJ. Are you more rain in Haldwani now? I believe more rain. Is that right? Good. Enjoy the nice natural view. There's a lot of forest here. Korsani in Uttarakhand, my previous home, was 6,000 feet. This is 8,000 feet and a little wilder. The place is a little wilder. I think it's convenient too for some people because to cook roti and chapati it takes more work, and it's easy just to cook it all up in 30, 40 minutes, you know? CJ, oh yes, still some good wildlife here. We have several wildlife reserves here in Nepal. Several, yeah. In some of them, the main highway cuts through the nature reserve. They have speed limits in the nature reserve. I think just 35 kilometers per hour, you know, like that. And still some tigers and leopards were wandering around, especially at night. Tigers are less in number now in Asia. Tigers are less in number. The experts say the ratio, if you have one tiger, you have 8 or 9 leopards. Oh, yeah, but the leopards and tigers are very clever. They don't want to see the human face. They don't want to see us, and we don't want to see the leopards and tigers. So we have like a mutual understanding, you know. Generally, the leopards and sometimes tigers, they wander around at night, you know, and they're looking for dogs and maybe some goat or sheep or small cow didn't return home on time. Dogs, they like the dogs. The leopards and tigers, they like dog meat. They like dog meat, yeah. Thanks, Rakshit. Namaste to your great help as usual, Rakshit. Thank you very much. That's it. It's pinned, Rakshit. It's pinned. Good. Rakshit saying hello to David and Ruben, that's nice. Good, 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 good. Yeah, I heard you've had some more rain now in this early monsoon season, CJ. Yes, it is. There's a lot of dense forest all around Wandering Soul. In this area, the people look after their forests very closely, and in this area, there is no logging mafia. In this Darman area, Makawanpur, central Nepal, no logging mafia. Reuben, the Black Panther, yeah, panther, as you know, Reuben, panther and leopard is the same animal. Panther, leopard, the same animal, but more commonly people say leopard, but it's the same animal exactly. And as you probably know, Reuben, if you take account of all population, about 11% are called melanistic. Melanistic means black, completely black coat. So about 11% of all leopards have black coat. The other 89% have the normal, like they call rosette marks all over the body. Yeah. I saw one black leopard here some years ago. I saw one here. Yeah, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Now I'm putting my socks on. It's a little bit cool. We just had some rain, but luckily for me, as I prepared to walk from my room to here is just 7 minutes slow walk, on the main road. And just before my leaving time from my room, the rain stopped. I'm now almost continuously using Wi-Fi zone for live streaming. Much improved, much improved. I'm here in the Adhikari Hotel, Suraj and Durga. They're younger people, and I come here 2 times a week, and I only eat here their fried rice, veggie fried rice, and they cook a dal because a vegetarian must eat regular protein, must have regular protein, eh? So I eat here 2 times a week veggie fried rice, very nice, and currently I'm enjoying some chana ki dal, desi chana ki dal, cooked with aloo, and that gives me a good protein boost. In the other two restaurants where I eat, I'm eating regularly there. One restaurant with a dal bhat only prepares um, malka ki dal. That's the only dal they prepare. So I have a nice change there. Here I have the chana and aloo with very big protein boost, and other place will cook malka ki dal. In Nepal, malka ki dal they call masoor ko dal. Masoor in Nepal and India, malka ki dal. And another place cooks every day only mas ko dal, mas. You call in Hindi urad ki dal or golwala. So I'm eating now in 3 different places, and I'm after today's Darman View Tower restaurant meal. I'm very, very happy now. Very good. You can see good colour in my face today. I had in the meal they had. I said to them before, I'm coming back after 1 year here. Previously, the previous cook was not consistent in his cooking. Can you cook me some nice food? And I'll come 3 times a week. They cooked a beautiful meal. They had 5 types of veggies, carrot, potato, Karela, and onion, kachamula, and cauliflower also, yeah. And I ate extra. So I paid not 300 Nepali rupees, but 500, excuse me, not 300 Nepalis, but 350 rupees. I offered 400. They said, no, no, no. You come regularly here, David, and you're our best customer. So, because since many, many years, I don't eat a meal at night. You see, I've got to have a big, solid lunch, and then I'm okay in the evening, you know. Yeah, dal is very, very staple food here in Nepal, often like in India also, and meat. A good number of Nepalis are meat eaters. Uh, Definitely 40% of Nepalis eat meat, goat meat, mutton. Uh, Mutton, I guess, is goat meat, isn't it? Mutton is goat meat. Um, Chicken, you know, like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fish, a good number of fish eaters too. I mean, if you can get fish from a pure source, if you can get fish from a pure source, not from the rivers, not from the oceans, but if you can get fish from a pure source where the water is clean, what do you call fish farm? That's an excellent food for meat eaters, yeah? Ah, wandering soul, no, leopards and occasionally tigers do visit human settlements. Oh, they do. Why would they change their habits on the border? No, they do. They do. But these tigers and leopard, they prefer to stay away from human settlements if they can. They know that sometimes humans have guns and rifles, or they let off big firecrackers, pataka, yeah? So these big cats prefer to stay away from human settlements if they can. They don't trust humans. Huh? Does it sound familiar? Does it sound familiar? An animal not trusting human beings? Mm. But if they can't get enough food in the forest, they'll visit villages or even towns, you know, come onto the outsides of towns there. Looking for dog meat. Mm. Now I got my long black socks on. After a little while, I'll put my little topi on, you know. Reuben, a number of years ago now, in the old Sherpa house here, I'm now living in the new Sherpa house, rebuilt. One room has been rebuilt after the 2015 earthquakes. I was in Kathmandu teaching English voluntarily at the time. Um, Most of the old Sherpa house was destroyed. 3 stories. The 2 top stories were destroyed. And one night in the old Sherpa house, full moon night. Wow. My room was just next to the balcony, the veranda, right? And I went out to the toilet for 1 minute, came back into the room, and something caught my eye from the right hand side there on the sealed road. This sealed road goes from, this is the western road which goes from Kathmandu down to Bihar state, you see. It finishes in Nepal in Birganj town, Birganj, and you go right across the border and you're in Rukshaw, Motihari in Bihar, right? So anyhow, something caught my eye there, dark shape. And I was lucky enough to see Reuben, a black panther, a black leopard. And I saw it fully for 1 minute. It was walking slowly from the right side to the left side. Full moon. I was up, probably when it came closer to the Sherpa house, it was just 20 meters away from me. I'm up on the first floor. So, and it was making regularly this noise like, and its eyes seemed to have like a strange yellow color, a yellow color. Walking along, and it looked up at me because it was full moon night, you know. Namaste. And yeah, yellow sort of eyes, strange. And it's going, and in the middle of this, it looked up at me for about 20 seconds. And I had a very, very strange feeling. And I'm thinking, well, if it jumps over the fence and jumps up to the first balcony, that will take minimum 7 or 8 seconds. I can get inside my room in about 2.5 seconds. So I stood there and I had a strange feeling all over my being, a very, very strange feeling. Ooh, and it had big, big teeth. I noticed the main thing I noticed was the big, big, sharp teeth. So it going, the next morning, and then it disappeared on my left side, you know. Ah, wow. That's the only time in my long experience in the Himalayas that I have seen a big cat or a bear or anything like that. The only time. The next morning, I asked the forest ranger, why was the leopard going like this? And it said, well, probably, David, it was a female leopard. Probably it was a female leopard, pregnant, Garbhapanma, right? And the weight of the leopard cubs in the belly were causing its like shortness of breath, you know? And the yellow eyes, I looked on Google and it said like the yellow eyes, the yellowish eyes, when the wild animal eats meat. If the wild animal eats meat, they have sort of yellow colour in the eyes. If they're vegetarian animals, they show more like a green colour. I don't know if that's true. It's very interesting. Ah, Ruben, this new house looks amazing. Where I am here, this is last Thursday night when I did the first live stream here. I did from here, the Adhikari Hotel, Durga and Suraj, the fried rice experts. That's it. Yeah, Ruben, people would be stunned looking at a wild animal, especially this close. I was stunned. I went back into my room. It was 1:15. Went back into my room. I couldn't sleep until 3:30. Wow. So, Wandering Soul, I did a new video today, which I think was almost free of mistakes. The 8-minute long video from the Diamond View Tower, second video from the Diamond View Tower, and I think without any mistakes. And Ashok, Hakuna Matata, is going to edit out 30 seconds. I made a bit of a mistake there. And now I'm using the selfie stick to make videos. Selfie stick. Ah, much better. No shake, not much shaking, you know. Well, Wandering Soul, it looks like just you and me at the moment on this live stream. Are there any other viewers? Any other viewers? And listen, please, if you're learning English, please, please, if you have any questions about English, any questions, just send me a text here and I'll answer any questions, okay? Grammar, spelling, pronunciation, syntax, and all these things, okay? Good. Verb tenses, eh? Bob, verb tenses. Basically, English has 14 verb tenses. future, present, past, 14 verb tenses. And all of those equally have negative form also. That's right, Friday, Ruben, weekend mode now, yes. Yeah, Wandering Soul. Yeah, I've only seen tigers in zoos. The big things I notice with tigers and leopards, the teeth, hey, hey, just like that. Oosh. And usually when they attack humans, when these big cats attack humans or other animals, yeah, they come in from behind, they go in the back of the neck, they break the neck, and you just can't move. They drink the blood, and then, mm. Thanks, repurgitations. Repurgitations, Indian greeting, namaste, and Indian greeting, welcome, swagatam to you also. Repurgitations. That's the first name I heard that name. That's nice. Thanks for your message, Repurgitations. Hi, Vic Morrison. How are you? How are you, Vic? I'm up here since 10 days. Changed from the Indian Himalayas to the Nepali Himalayas. Central Nepal, from whose soup, Daman, D-A-M-A-N, central Nepal, from whose super top, 5 kilometers up, you get on a clear day from November to March, on a clear day, a top 10 mountain panorama on the whole planet. 700 kilometers Vic and repurgitation, 700 kilometers confirmed. I've seen many mountain views because Darman top, we're here at 8,000 feet and Darman top is 9,000 feet, 5 kilometers near, 20 minutes walk off the main road. You just climb up a communication tower there, a few meters, and you're above the tree line. And Darman top is enough south of the Himalaya and has the height of 9,000 feet to have an extremely long view, one of the world's top 10 mountain views. Yeah. In the Himalayas, the average mountain view for a person south of the Himalayas, the average view, say at 7,000 feet, 8,000 feet, is about maximum 400 kilometers long on a clear day. But up here, it's 700 kilometers long. It shows all of Nepal on a very clear day, right? You've got to have a clear day, which means from 1st of December to early March. Remember climate change and blah, 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 yeah? And from there, in this 700 kilometer long mountain panorama, all of Nepal, believe me, you see 70 what we can currently call permanently snow-covered peaks. 70. Yeah, how many times have you seen 70 permanently covered peaks? When I say permanently covered peaks, I mean currently 5,500 meters high, 70, all of Nepal. And listen to this. You informed people would know that on the planet we have 14, officially 14 major peaks, right? Major peak means above 8,000 meters, 26,000 feet, 8,000 meters, 14 of them officially. Question me on why I say officially, if you like, yeah? So of those 14 major peaks, 9 of them can be seen from Simbanjang top. Simbanjang top, Darman top. Simbanjang means cold pass. Little village which goes through the pass, and just 25 minutes from there, off the main road, you're on the top there. There's a communication tower. From ground level, you only see a couple of peaks, but with the permission of the technician, you say to him, hello, G, don't mind, I'm 76 years young now. If you let me climb up the ladder there, 2 or 3 levels, I promise I won't fall and break my body on the hard cement, the foundation of the tower, right? I promise I won't. And he says, all right, then that's okay, go carefully. And you sit up there and you're above the tree level, and it's a place where very few visitors go. So it's an unspoiled place. Most people enjoy the 3 or 4 panorama views from the dam and village level, you see, but they're shorter views. They're, let us say, 400, 450 kilometres long on a clear day. But the dam and top tower there offers a 700 kilometre long panorama, which you have probably never seen before, you know, and 70 snow peaks. That's right, Wandering Soul Ruben. I eat with Munna and her husband Dawa, currently in Dubai, uh, doing very well there to secure their future in Nepal later. And so Munna, she's just half my age. Munna and her 2 girls. One of the girls you'd remember, Ruben, as Purd, Pyrd, Purd, aka Udane, right? But in recent weeks they got a serious technical problem and she can't come back onto our live streams. Purd, Pyrd. You know her, she knows you. And she cooks me currently. I have some curd with it, taken out of the fridge 2 hours before because we're up at 8,000 feet. Cooks me some, what you'd know, Ruben, as ragi or makka ki halwa. Cooks it up in about 15 minutes. Ragi or makka ki halwa, bina chiniwala. And because I limit my sugar, and but I don't have any sugar problem, and I eat that with the curd. Have some Ayurvedic medicine with it, commonly Shilajit, a Shilajit tablet, as a general tonic. Understand it, 76. A general tonic, not a specific tonic, but a general tonic, and it's helped me a lot in the last year. Shilajit, Indian Ayurvedic brand, not the raw Shilajit that people offer you in the marketplace that needs refining. And so I take the Indian brand, excellent Indian brand, Energic 31, which is Shilajit with about 30 other types of Ayurvedic items in it. No, Munna and Dawa, and their 2 kids, live just 5 minutes walk from my room. Then after that is the main market here, not a big market. And Purd, that means Udane, and her small sister are the children of Munna Sherpa. The kids are half Sherpa, half Tamang, Tamang, half Sherpa, half Tamang. The grandfather was Sherpa, the grandmother Tamang, you see. I understand a couple of hundred words of Tamang language, naturally enough, you know. That's right, Wandering Soul. You might sometimes see the clear Himalayas, you might sometimes see during monsoon, July, August, September, early in the morning or after a heavy rainfall, even in the daytime or afternoon, for a short time. The viewing season really is late November until mid-March, but cut it shorter, and let's say December 1st to end of February. You can get some amazing views of the Himalayas from many different places on a clear day. And the higher up you go, the better the views are, you know. Yeah, and only for lunch. I eat in one of 3 or 4 places. Um, After having an excellent lunch after a long time in the Darwin View Tower, you can see a new video of that today. I've narrowed the choices down to just 2 or 3 places, you know. Um, Obviously, you have to think about hygiene. You have to think, has the cook had a regular bath, you know? Do they have a hot water geyser in their place? Because the best food comes from people who bath regularly, right? But don't be surprised. I'm talking from a cooler and sometimes very cold mountain climate. So that's why I'm talking like that, you know? That's right. I learnt that Shilajit, offered in its raw, crude, unrefined form, should never be taken, because in its raw, unrefined form, Shilajit is contains naturally heavy metals which you just don't want in your system, you know. And I can recommend as a world-class product. I forget the manufacturer. Energic, Energic 31, which has got about 450 milligrams of pure, refined shilajit with 30 other Ayurvedic items in it. So it's called Energic 31. I can recommend it. It's so powerful, I don't take two anymore. I take one. And you know, in recent months, for many months, I was live streaming 6 nights a week from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m., 1 hour break only for ragi biscuits and black coffee, remember? But now I've live streaming time right down, you know. Excuse me talking too much. I get carried away talking about Darwin Top. It's an amazing place. I've been up there many, many times. And you'll see in my videos, uh, 35 minutes below 35 minutes below Darwin Top, Simbanjung, the tower, um, you've got the fifth viewing place called the Everest Panorama Resort. It's about 35 minutes below the Darwin Top, Simbanjung, 35 minutes below, just off the main road, just before you get to Simbanjang village. Simbanjang means cold pass, and it is cold during winter time. A cold wind blows through there. Ooh, good name. And that's called the Everest Panorama Resort. Um, when I last visited there a couple of years ago, it was basically 6,000 Indian rupees a night for a room. They got Wi-Fi and a hot water geyser. One or two of the rooms have got spas and things like that. So it's well worth it. Very, very good value. Everest Panorama Resort, from where you get the second best. You get the second best Himalayan panorama view. Vic Morrison, excuse me for only talking to you one time. I do like to give a lot of information about Darman Super Top. As I said, one of the world's greatest mountain views, in the top 10 without any doubt. And of course, as you go closer to the Himalayas, you might do a trek closer to the Himalayas, much closer, and you climb a hill 10 or 12,000 feet. But that view will always be shorter, obviously, you know. Saffron, I see, pure saffron, oh, difficult to find, yeah. Thanks, Repercutations, if you're still here, David. You sound like you'd be a good football match commentator or one of those people you hear in documentaries. Yeah, other people have said the same thing. I was very lucky in school. In our English class, the English teacher in school, primary and high school, two of them used to spend 10 minutes every day teaching us how to talk properly. Now, you would think that a human being would be able to talk properly, but it's not always true, you know. So I was lucky to get good training like that, you know. Yeah, Ruben, Wandering Soul, you say you saw a tiger at a zoo much bigger. The two things that impressed me about tigers was The sharp, sharp teeth. That's it, finished. Ram Nam Satya Hai. Muruda Deka Master Hai. Yeah, Muruda Deka Master Hai. Oh, when they come in from behind, that's it. You're finished. And the other thing which impressed me was the size of their head, of those tigers, the size of their head. Baap re baap. Baap re baap. Mera apna mara sarabi baap. Hey? Wow. A group of 6 or 7 visitors have just arrived here. Yeah, Vic Morrison. I've been coming and going continuously to Daman here in central Nepal since 13 years. Vic, the Nepali immigration offers foreigners in each calendar year, January 1st to December 31, they offer in each calendar year a total of 150 days on your tourist visa. You can come and go as you like, but no more than 150 days in each calendar year. And when the calendar year is finished, unless you're just passing through Nepali airport in transit airport, you then must leave Nepal and you come back until January 1st the next year, you know? All right? Good, that's it. Hi, Desi Chana. Namaste, how are you? Desi Chana, Kabuli Chana. Nice to see your familiar name again and join our lovely familiar family, eh? Shabash, wah, 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 wah. Yeah, Daisy, I was surprised that Aditya Gupta there, said rich brat last night. Rich brat. I think you had allowed him to come back on the stream, you know, allowed him to show his messages again. And 5 minutes later, he showed disrespect. Never mind. Hi Ari, very, very nice to see your name back on there, Ari and Sharma. Namaste. Kia hal hai, aap kaise ho? Sab theek thak hai? And Arian's immediately giving us some interesting information. The notion that Homo sapiens, by the way, Homo sapiens means so-called wise humans, so-called wise humans, that they arrived 250,000 to 3,000 years ago, came from the Darwin theory of evolution. Well, that's also been pretty well proved by carbon dating and blah, 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 hasn't it, Arian? Just excuse me 1 minute, yeah? Just excuse me 1 minute. I'm just coming back. Just coming back in 1 minute, okay? You coming back? No. Because I'm sitting here or no? Oh, that's good. Good, good, good. Ah. Oh, that's good. That's clear. Oh, that's nice. Yes, Aryan, that's right. Hi, Anita, namaste, or ki hunin. Sab tik tak tu, sab Chu sab raji kushi hero, parivar ki kushalbad kosh hero, sab tik tak chun. Wow. And continuing with Aryan there about the origins of mankind, which is a very, very interesting subject. Are we connected with chimpanzees? Are we connected originally with apes and monkeys? Some humans don't accept that subject, do they? But there are some similarities, aren't there? Don't you think there are some similarities between the human form and gorillas, monkeys, chimpanzees? There are some similarities, aren't they? I mean, when you look at some humans, are shamat bolo, huh? Now, Aryan's also saying, before Homo sapiens, etc., which you don't agree with and you don't find logical. Well, I mean, generally the form is the same, isn't it? The form is similar. The form is similar. Gorillas, Neanderthals, modern human beings. Is it so impossible to accept that we are connected? Yeah, namaste. Thanks, Anita. I made a new video today, a new video, 8 minutes. Second video from the Darman View Tower. Second video from the Darman View Tower, Anita, where I had an excellent meal today. An excellent meal with 6 types of vegetable. Beautiful. Dal bhat, shakahari wala. Main shakahari jaisa rahunga. Tab tak rahunga shakahari jaisa. मैं दूसरा जीव का लाश नहीं खा सकता. अरे यार, क्या बोल दिया? मैं दूसरा जीव का लाश नहीं खा सकता. Right, okay. Now, this is 1 week before I made my first Wi-Fi zone live stream from here, Anita. Namaste to your lovely family also. I hope one day, Anita Mehera from Uttarakhand, that I will visit your lovely Sheraghat village in Pittorgarh, and I'll stay 1 or 2 nights with your family, and I can enjoy some ragi ki halwa, mundua halu, pinao shag, kakara red, Pahadi David, Malka ki khichdi, मैं सब कुछ खाऊंगा, साथ साथ खाऊंगा. Hey, खाएंगे. Now, Aryan Sharma, report on the recovery of phytoliths. Phytoliths. Which football team does he play for? Phytoliths. Report on the recovery of phytoliths from artifact-bearing quaternary deposits in excavated trenches by the Journal of Archaeological Science. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. Tell us more, please. Tell us more. I'm very interested in these subjects. Very interested. Daisy Chana. David G. What? I feel somebody else is also seeing your WhatsApp messages. Is it true? It's possible. Are you talking about a couple of nights ago we were talking on this live stream, Daisy? At length we were talking with Ashok or we were talking with other viewers about this, about the possibility. It's possible, but not yet proved. Possible, but not yet proved. What it is, Daisy, briefly, is when Patricia McClenaghan, my lovely friend from Australia, when a number of times now, she has sent me WhatsApp messages, texts at 3 o'clock in the morning, our time, 3 o'clock in the morning. And immediately, although I'm always dead asleep, I'm always dead I like that expression when you're really asleep, when you're dead asleep, 3 o'clock in the morning. But immediately the two blue ticks come up on her screen. That meaning, you know what two blue ticks means, that I've opened the message. This happened, I think, 3 or 4 times. How is that possible? I assured her that at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm always fast asleep. Nobody can come into my room to play with my mobile at that time. So we can only come to the conclusion, 2 conclusions. Someone's hacking my WhatsApp messages, or there's a serious technical problem on WhatsApp. What do you think? I see, Aryan, I get it now. This predates the theory of human migration from Africa. Human migration from Africa is, I think, proved, isn't it? How many human beings outside of Africa would like to accept that we originated from Africa, especially if we're white, like ghost-coloured, white or ghost-coloured humans, or light brown? How many people would like to accept that? Ah, Daisy Chana, your sense of humour is starting to warm up now, isn't it? Listen to the last sentence, please. Daisy, David, I like your lives because your life is without any selfishness, no product sales. But I feel why someone feels insecurity with my presence here. Platonic love. Oh, look, I'll say this, and children aren't allowed to look at this live stream, so I can say this much, that from my side, I can only accept platonic love between males. I cannot begin to imagine any other type of love between males except platonic love. Daisy, did you enjoy that? बस हो गया यार और मत बोलिए इसकी बारे में और मत बोलना है बाबा. Now, Daisy, now put your hand down, David. It'll blur the screen. Daisy Chana, Kabuli Chana, why would I feel any insecurity about having your very fine, intelligent, open-minded presence on this live stream? Why would I feel insecurity? These are only words on a screen. We're 1,200 kilometers away from each other. Why would I feel Hey, Barbary Barb, is that someone behind me? Is there someone outside the window there? Majak mat karo yaar. I see. Daisy Chana, that's why you deleted the pics sent to me on WhatsApp. You deleted them very quickly, I remember, did you? I see. What were there, pictures of gorillas? Crocodiles? Magaramuch? Thank you very much. You are not a Magaramuch. Am I on the right subject here? What's all this? Are they?
This is
Extra. Hey, Barbara. Suraj, namaste. Shabash. This is Suraj, the owner of this very, very fine restaurant in Daman called the Adhikari Hotel. And he gives me 90% discount off my meals because I promote his. No, he only gives me 70%. That's right. His lovely wife Durga will be coming down the steps after doing puja, you know? All right, now.
okay.
Well, this is very interesting, Aryan. You can tell us we viewers and the streamer, you can tell us all whatever you like, Aryan, whatever you like. Well, now Desi Chana, Kabuli Chana Karaja. Ooh, Kabuli Chana Karaja. Are you still putting milk or cream in the Kabuli Chana when you cook it? Wow, I want to try that. One time, I'll come down by special helicopter with Ramdev. One day I'll come down with helicopter down to Gurgaon, Desi Chana on special arrangement with Ramdev and Balakrishna. Ah, yeah. We'll come down in a special helicopter and you can pre-arrange food with you. Kabuli chana, aloo paratha, Kala sabud mas ki dal from the Himalayas. And we'll eat everything you've got, okay? Will you be cooking kheer on the same day? Kheer, but more than kheer, I love, because if I eat kheer in the daytime, kheer, it makes me go to sleep for 2 hours. We'll be asking for about 4 kilograms of, what's the Hindi name? Sabudana, sago, sagu. We'll be having 4 or 5 kilos of that, cooked only with cream, okay? And then the second item will be, hey, shabash, shabash. Now, yeah, anything you like, Aryan Sharma, to tell on this subject out of Africa, please tell us. Please tell us. Well, that's enough, Desi Chana, about platonic love, okay? There may be the odd child below 12 coming onto the live stream, so we must be very careful, okay? First, the Bukur is coming, and then the co-owner of this lovely... Namaste, Durga ji. Kuch bologe Hindi mein? Ya Nepali mein. Tapai Ramrecha. Aaj ki khayo bayo. Hey, gajab. Dokoro, vario, dokoro. Hey, gajab. Wow. The stomach is full. Wow. Good. Now, the live stream's starting to get a bit more interesting now, isn't it? Sagu dana, malka ki khichdi, kachori ki roti, maas wala, urad ki dal wala. Hey, Baba. Now, this is interesting, Aryan. I must ask you the obvious question. I'm sure your research is on a very high level. When you say the first human race originated in Tibet, this goes against the current story that the human race, in more or less its current form, originated out of Africa. So is this a more recent story? Is this a more recent research? We originated in Tibet? Aryan Sharma, the most logical and scientific hypothesis that you found till now is that the first human race originated in Tibet. That's very surprising to me. Perhaps at different times in different places, humans evolved. You know, I mean, the Americas, North and South, the Americas, North, Central and South, have got some very old civilizations too. Africa, Europe, Asia, Australasia. I mean, the Australian Aborigines are said to be from 40,000 years ago. Originally from Tibet, later settled in the Indian subcontinent, which they considered most fertile. Yeah. Daisy Chana says, David, privacy leaked between us. You deleted some pics. I still don't get the full story there, Daisy. Yes, South Asian, yeah, Aryan, which had every kind of terrain, and later many groups migrated to other parts of the world, some in East India, Africa, Eurasia. Yeah, you're researching it very keenly. I can believe that. I tell you what, when you listen to Australian Aborigine languages, 20, 30, 40,000 years of age, when you listen to some of those Australian Aboriginal languages, it sounds like this. And isn't that just how Dravidian South Indian languages sound? Like Tamil, like that, eh? And does there seem to be some sort of Dravidian appearance in Australian Aborigines? Dark people? I think there is. Maybe they migrated dozens of thousands of years ago. Perhaps in those days there were land bridges. You could travel by land all across from South Asia to Australasia, or in very primitive boats. Arian, what you other people? I'll answer your questions very soon. Yeah, Arian, what do you know? One of my favourite subjects is about Sumeria. We all know where Sumeria came from, and you Indo-Aryan cultures remember Sumeria through your stories about Sumeru Parabat, right? Sumeria, same place, yeah. And what do you know about that? Because the top linguistic experts over here say that there are definitely strong connections between the now extinct Sumerian language, Mesopotamia, right, and Sanskrit. But it's well known that Sanskrit's other parent was Indo-European Aryan language. That's proved. There's no doubt about that. What do you know about Sumeria as a very old civilization, but not as old as Africans? Thanks, Daisy. You're a very nice person too. You know, I've seen your face once or twice on WhatsApp video call, and no, I love you and your family also very, very much. And yeah, one day I'll sit down in your luxury flat. For me, it'll be like going into a luxury flat, and you got colour TV and everything. No, 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 you don't watch TV, do you? That's right. Monkey Hollowa. Oof, Peely Monkey. Hey, Barbie Bob. Oof. No, Aryan, I'm not surprised that Indian and Australian Aborigines share the same DNA. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. A strong Dravidian influence there. Um, People may suspect that the Sumerians spread out over South Asia, Middle East. People would suspect that. There was less land even in those days, and similar DNA backgrounds and things like that. Um, Also, Arian, it's very interesting that the old Sumerian language is one of the rare language isolates, where they cannot definitely connect Sumerian to other languages. It seems to have evolved on its own. And the top linguistic experts, Arian, say that Sumerian is called an Afro-Asian language. Afro-Asian, which obviously means that there was a strong prehistory from Africa into Sumeria. No surprise. Mm. All right, now as usual, we've got 6 viewers at the moment. If anybody's watching this live stream or my other live streams to improve their English abilities, And if you use Devanagari Lipi to write your language, Hindi, Nepali, Himalayan Pahadi languages like that, Sanskrit, then please look on this channel, scroll right down to the oldest messages, and you'll see 15 or 16 of my own self-produced English teaching videos in spoken English, and in the written form I use the Devanagari English system, which is now almost extinct in South Asia. That means writing English words using the perfectly constructed Devanagari script, right? Which is 90% possible. You can write about 90% of English words using the Devanagari script, but 10% of English language words you can't write because those English sounds are not present in Devanagari languages, like thank you, thing, th number one, the, th number two, mother, brother, other, and air, and In my understanding, these four sounds don't exist in Devanagari languages. That's why you can write 90% of English vocabulary into Devanagari script, but 10% you can't write exactly. Th number one, th, th number two, the, and air cannot be written exactly into Devanagari script. And number four, obviously, the English sound like in her, were, fur, journey, learn, 9 sounds, also cannot be written exactly. So that's it on that subject, yeah. Interesting message from Ashok on this same subject. Good. I love linguistics. I'm not an expert. I'm still very much an amateur, still very much a learner. But for me, languages are an incredibly fascinating subject. I can see how people spend their whole lives seriously studying mathematics, you know. All right, now Ashok Hakuna says, hey there, Ashok, Ashoka. A young man asked me, who are you? You look energetic. I replied, you're younger than me. I'm back after a lot of karch, fighting with cunning guys, and I drank a 7-Up. Wow, that's interesting. I'll repeat that, Ashok. Hey there, lots of love. A young man asked me, who are you? You look energetic. I replied, you are younger than me. I'm back after a lot of karch, fighting with cunning guys, and I drank a 7-Up. Wow. Hakuna, Ashok, talking to me, I think, watch hours, lots of love, English too. I think you're saying, Ashok, that primarily myself, I'm getting most of my watch hours from live streaming, but a smaller number of watch hours comes from people who watch my videos, English teaching videos, and that. That's right. I think that's what you're saying, yeah. I see, Aryan. Now, this is an interesting one. Aryan says the Aryan invasion theory, that the Aryans came from Eurasia and the Dravidians were forced to settle down in the subcontinent, pushed down from the north to the south, is already debunked long ago. It was propagated by the British colonisers. Well, you could never trust those British colonizers all around the world. You could never trust them fully. Ah, oh, oh, oh. I understand that the Dravidians, like you probably know, Aryan, that Dravid is an original Tamil word, and it's proved that the Tamils' original home was called Elam in South Sumeria, right? South. Their capital was called Elam. Excuse me. The capital of the Tamils was called Susa, and their country was called Elam in the south of Sumeria. And the language experts say that Dravid means in Tamil language um, water dweller, living alongside the water, rivers or oceans. Dravid means living alongside water. And it's pretty well proved that Tamil originated from that area, that's Sumeria. And people also say that two other main languages also originated from Sumeria. Hebrew, then it moved west into the so-called Holy Land, Palestine, and Arabic also, although that's a separate language branch, right? Semitic. And Sanskrit also had a strong influence from Sumeria. And Sanskrit from the north had a very strong influence from the Indo-European Aryan languages. Some people say, no, that's not true. It's European propaganda. But I tend to think that's true. So then the Dravidians moved east, didn't they, into the subcontinent, the Indian subcontinent, Aryan? Didn't the Dravidians, because of not enough land and everything, moved into especially the southern part of the Indian peninsula and Sri Lanka, obviously? What do you think about that? I mean, there's so much evidence now of the Aryans moving from the original one of the original Aryan nations, Iran. They say that Iran means Aryan, moved from there southwest into the Indian subcontinent, didn't they? But the original Indian migration is very complicated also, yeah. Ashoka is saying, when we say TH sound, we put our tongue in between the upper and lower teeth. That's right, absolutely. We're talking the English TH sound, aren't we? The English one and two, the and th, excuse me, th, number one, and the, number two, which is softer. But both have the air pushing in them. Thing. Well, you're quite right, Ashok. Oh, I absolutely agree with you there, Aryan. There exists evidence of migration from part of Europe, but not the opposite. Yes, yeah, in my limited knowledge, I agree with that. Yes. And it seems pretty obvious, Aryan, that the reason why there are so many similarities in words and meanings between your South Asian languages, Indo-Aryan languages, south of the Himalayas, so many similarities in words and meanings between those languages and most European languages, because most European languages and all of your Indo-Aryan languages, including Parsi, much of them originated from the old Indo-European Aryan tongue. I know you may not be liking the Aryan, the term Aryan, but linguistically, it's there. Some people still believe, Aryan, some people still believe in their innocence that Sanskrit was the mother of all languages on the planet. Sanskrit is the original language of all, the mother of all languages on the planet. It's hundreds of thousands of years old. This is definitely not true. Definitely not true. Uh, this is a gift. This originally came from Indonesia. Cost $1. You can see the fox logo on the top. That's a reproduction of Donald Trump's face, Donald Trump's head, Donald Dump. And it says on there INSURG, which is short for the company that produced the cap in Bandung, Java, Indonesia. Yeah, insurgent, rebel. Hi Dheeraj, how are you? Namaste Dheeraj Pandey. Namaste Swagatam, Fear, welcome back to our live stream. Aap kaise ho Dheeraj? Kuch bataiye, text se kuch batana. Huh? Kuch bol dijiye. Very interesting, Aryan. Keep it up. Other people are also very interested. Very interested. Yeah, about the swastika and all that. This is common knowledge, Aryan. This is common knowledge now. This is common knowledge. The master barbarian from Germany, Adolf, I never say his full name. It gives me great pain if I say his full name, but the master barbarian from Germany, Adolf, reversed the position of the swastika and really basically reversed the meaning, didn't he? Yeah, we know what the original meaning of swastika is for Hindus and Vedic language. That was an original Aryan logo, wasn't it? But the master barbarian Adolf reversed that really to mean the complete opposite. Not fertility and growth, but destruction, mass murder. Yeah, please send some more messages, Dheeraj. Send some more messages, please. And namaste. Thanks, Dheeraj Pandey. Kya hal hai? Sab theek thak hai? Hakuna Ashoka St. David. Yup. Strangey back. Oh, now I'll just say this much for other viewers who are thinking strangey back. Since some months at least, Hakuna Matata, Ashok in real life, has been bothered by a strange young man. Oh no, I'll say it again. He's been bothered by a strange young man who likes to follow him around in the marketplace. This strange young man seems to be a loner who's looking for a friend, probably quite innocently. Ashok, probably he's quite innocent. His intentions are quite innocent, quite platonic. Nothing suggestive there. He just wants a friend. Um, he's back. The horns of the strange people are as long as American Airlines. All right then. Okay. Now, anything there? CJ, I can't get my favourite and cheap but good and favourite brew brand. 50% coffee, 50% chicory powder. Chicory powder? Yeah, in Hindi it means kasani ki basrama. It's an Ayurvedic seed. I can't get it here in Nepal so far, but I haven't been to Kathmandu yet, so I'm definitely not buying Nescafe or any more expensive products. That will break my budget. So since 10 days I haven't had a cup of coffee. I hope I'll survive. And I can't get my original without maida Can't get my original ragi or corn biscuits. So I'm not eating supper every night. Every couple of nights I have, if I'm down in the Everest hotel live streaming, then at 9 o'clock I'll have a glass of pure milk. Yeah, sometimes you can get pure milk in the marketplace, sometimes, but it's not easy. Not easy in India or Nepal, not easy. Some people love to put water in the milk, don't they? They love to put water in the milk. What an insult to cows and buffaloes. What an insult. All right then, but that's just my personal opinion. Um, I don't bother dealing online. I found with online delivery, there's a 20-25% chance that the product will not reach you. Mm. Hakuna is saying, Ashok saying, David, don't certify him as innocent. I'm talking about innocent in a particular area of life, Ashok. Maybe I'm wrong. You've seen his face close up many times. I haven't looked into his eyes, you know. I don't want to look into them either. Thanks, Arian. Um, Arian's giving us a lot of information. Beautiful, 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 as I requested him, you know? Yeah, aria, I consider more as a linguistic term, a language term, Aryan, Aryan. Yeah, the racial side of it is very much in doubt, but there's no doubt that about 3,000 years ago, Aryan, a huge migration from the northwest, from Parsiistan, Persia, Iran, Aryan homeland, migrated into the Indian subcontinent. There's no doubt about that. There's no doubt about that. Now, now, Aryan says, Aryan Sharma says, and he's doing deep research on this subject. Since India has the most diverse geology, deserts, mountains, islands, plateaus, marshlands, rainforests, jungles, etc., therefore, here exists almost every race, from black to white, Kashmir to Kanyakumari. That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Almost every race. The pure yellow race, as exists in East Asia, doesn't exist. But a sort of yellow race exists from Mongolia and Tibet, right? Yeah, north of the Himalayas. Aryan says the same Aryan term. Yeah, it's common knowledge that Aryan means cultured, noble. That's right, yeah. The same Aryan term was appropriated by the Germans, which they considered, and they considered themselves to be, a race of blonde hair, blue eyes, etc. Even the Nazi symbol, hooked cross, was originally called the Hakenkreuz. But Christian historians named it a swastika to shift away the blame of the Holocaust from the Christian Third Reich. I've learnt something there about the Haken. I see the hooked cross. Now I've learnt something there. Thanks for that, Arian. Now, Arian, it is wrong, wrong, wrong. You're on the wrong research track there. Sanskrit is definitely not the first language of the human race. Definitely not. Definitely not. Um, every other language is a distortion of Sanskrit. Half of this misunderstanding, half of this misunderstanding, half of this distorted propaganda comes from the, what do they call themselves? Hindutva. Yeah, half of that message comes from Hindutva. Aryan, believe me, for their obvious reasons. Mm. You see now, CJ, when the last time I bought Nescafe 1 year ago, the last time I bought Nescafe butter 1 year ago, it was 250 Indian rupees for 50 grams. If I buy brew coffee, it's much cheaper. And these days, the brew coffee, half coffee powder and half kasani ki basuma, chicory powder, a coffee substitute, is much, much cheaper. Aryan Sharma, while Tamil is only 2,000 to 2,500 years old. Yeah, they say, you probably know, Aryan, that Tamil is the oldest continuously spoken language on the planet. Yeah. Hebrew's not a young language either. Although we do find the rock edicts of Tamil that old, but the oldest text, Rig Veda, were composed in Sanskrit, which dates way back than Tamil. Yeah, I mean, some people say Sanskrit's 3,000 years old. Some say 5,000 years old. Do you know, Aryan, in my own simple research, this surprises some Indians, but in my simple research on Google and YouTube, like good, authentic information, the original, the oldest hard copy form of Sanskrit was not found in India. It was found in Syria. Pre-Devanagari presentation. Pre-Devanagari. What's it called? Aryan says, to understand the arrival of humans, we have to understand the fundamental cause of the universe. Wow, that's heavy duty stuff. That's heavy duty stuff. Aryan says, to understand the arrival of humans, we have to understand the fundamental cause of the universe. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, Ashok, this is common knowledge. The oldest form of communication was gestures. That's all. No, no. Nahi, nahi. No, 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 no. For example, yeah. Yeah, Aryan, like I said 5 minutes ago, in my limited knowledge, Tamil is the oldest continuously spoken language on the planet. This is the benchmark here, the oldest continuously spoken language. Sanskrit is not a continuously spoken language these days. Uh, but as far as the older language, it may well be Sanskrit. Yeah, yeah. CJ Singer from Haldwani, Uttarakhand says, actually, South India is very much connected to our Hinduism religion. Your Hindu ideology, I like to call it, CJ. Hindu ideology, yeah, as compared to others. My point on this, Aryan, would be look at the age of from the first Sumerian civilization several thousand years ago. Look at the age of the Proto-Indo-European slash, excuse me, Aryan language. Look at the age of the Sumerian, huh? Talking about language development and time here. Then that heavily influences the age of Sanskrit, because it's pretty obvious that Sanskrit had two parents. One was Sumerian language, and the other parent of Sanskrit came from the north, Indo-European Aryan language, right? Which had no script, perhaps originating in the Caucasus Mountains, north of Iran, north of Turkey, yeah? So there's no way that Sanskrit's dozens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years old. There's no way that Sanskrit is the mother of all human languages. There is just no way. It's impossible. And I'm only an amateur on this subject, an amateur researcher. There is just no way that Sanskrit is the oldest language, the originator of all languages on the planet. It is just absolutely impossible. But these right-wing Hindutva people, some of whom have very good intentions, but have been misled, yeah, by a little bit of passion. We got the oldest culture on the planet, you know, we got the oldest religion, blah, blah, blah. People are asking you, Aryan, how old is Sanskrit? People are asking you, Aryan Sharma. They're asking you, and I'm the third person to ask you. Sometimes, Aryan, people get carried away. They get carried away by their emotions, and they start to mix fact with fiction. Oh, in the old days we had flying machines. Impossible, impossible. Perhaps in ancient times, aliens came from other planets, their flying machines, but those flying machines were never invented by human beings until recent times. Daisy Chun is saying, Aryan, are you a true Aryan? Oh, now that's an interesting one. A little bit of a stir there, Daisy. A little bit of a taunt, eh? Unlock Heaven. Hi, Satish from Berinag, Uttarakhand. Namaste, Satish ki huni najkal Berinagma sab raji kushi haro tumur tabiat swasta kosh haro aj ki khalo shabash. Wow, wow. Kumani language. Aryan, people are asking you, give a definite answer. How old is Sanskrit? Like, answer in how many thousands of years old is Sanskrit? Now, that's Aryan is saying, CJ Singer from Haldwani, Uttarakhand. That's because the north of India was dealing with the Islamic invasion for more than 800 years. That's why the culture was preserved much more in the south. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm fine, thanks, Satish. You can see now the picture audio is much better. Since 10 days, Satish from Uttarakhand, I've transferred from India to the Nepali Himalayas, central Nepal, one of the world's greatest hill resorts called Daman, D-A-M-A-N, Daman in central Nepal. Yeah, I've been coming and going to Daman continuously since about 2013. My loveliest, most favourite home in Nepal. Hakuna Ashok is saying from Hyderabad, South India, Aryan, you might be asking the wrong person, as I'm not a scholar. I just have a little knowledge and interest in other areas. Ashok is saying less salt, less salt. Fair enough. Am I allowed to eat vegetable salt? When people say don't eat salt, we presume they're talking about white salt from the oceans. There's nothing wrong with eating vegetable salt. Dhania ki namak, dhania, lasun ki namak, bhang ki namak. Nothing wrong with vegetable namaks. Eh? Daisy says Sanskrit is a refined form of Prakrit language, right? All right, Aryan's saying again, Aryan's saying, although Sanskrit dates back to the origin of humans on Earth, we have to understand the fundamental causes of the universe. We have to understand the fundamental cause of the universe. Tell us more. Tell us more. Uh, what about aliens? Aryan, I can never believe that in this huge mega universe, only one planet, planet Earth, egotistical planet Earth, is the only planet that has life forms. I'll never accept that. Impossible. Now unlock heaven, Satish from Uttarakhand. This is very interesting. I'm seeing this word for the first time, Satish. Bostorophodon. Bostorophodon. Interestingly, another script. Oh, I see. It's the Harappan civilization script. Oh, that's what they call it, is it? Bostorophodon. That's interesting. Hi, Zane. Of course, I remember you, Zane, from Kashmir, Indian Kashmir. How are you, Zane? Are you fine? Nice to see you again. Namaste, namaste. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Is the monsoon hitting seriously now there? Still here in Daman, central Nepal, we've only had about 7% of monsoon rains have arrived so far. Salam, namaste, Zane. Nice to have you back again. Singer is saying it's all about point of view. Well, I've learned a new refined Hindi word here. Drishtikon. Drishtikon. Point of view. Drishtikon. Daisy Chana, who is a serious student of history, says, David, when people digest real history, they create their own history. When people digest real history, they create their own history. That's very interesting. Daisy's saying, no, I'm not taunting Ari and David, I'm telling him. All right, fair enough. Daisy Chana says, Indian Brahmins have roots from Indo-Greeks. They are the ones who have migrated to India from the outside. That is a very interesting topic. Desi Chana, Kabuli Chana. Wow. How many Brahmins in India, Nepal, and Sri Lanka could accept that? How many Brahmins in India, in the Indian South subcontinent, could accept that the Brahmins' ancestry originated from Greece? Oof, that's a heavy-duty statement, that one. It seems to be more likely that the lighter skinned Brahmins, am I right? Generally, the Brahmins' background was Aryan from the land of Aryans, Iran, Persistan, Persia. Isn't that more likely? Yeah, well, Arian's also questioning that, Daisy Chana. What's the source of your information? I, from my totally amateur status, would say that's totally wrong, Daisy Chana. Totally wrong. Hakuna Ashoka. Guys, no Islamic topics, please. Why not, Ashok? We talk on all subjects here. And in recent weeks, we have cleared up personal attacks between you viewers. In last few weeks, we have cleared up, we have stopped serious personal attacks between viewers on this live stream who don't agree with each other. Why not? Let's say the word Islamic. Are we afraid to accept that word? Desi Chana, India is a land of Buddha. Before the Islamic invasion, there was Indo-Greek invasions, Indo-Greek. But how many? Did millions and billions of Indo-Greeks come from Europe into India? Did millions and billions come? The number was very small, very small. Hi, Kathy, how are you? Did you just join or have you been with us for a few minutes? It's interesting, Kathy. You often come when we're having some very, very thought-provoking subjects. Namaste, swagatam to you. Namaste, swagatam just means welcome again, Kathy. I think sometimes you leave because you've got to go and suddenly pick up the kids. When you were here a few nights ago, Kathy, we were getting into some interesting topics with you, and then you suddenly disappeared. I don't know how much you picked up of the aftermath of that when we didn't see you texting anymore. You were sort of originally involved in those interesting topics. How are you anyhow? How are you? Are you? It's morning there in California, USA, is it? I see. That's right, Daisy Chana. They're not attacks. We're talking about people coming from the outside. Yes, silent migration. Absolutely, silent migration. Uh, you nice people from here over the Indian subcontinent may or may not like to give a warm welcome to Kathy Anderson, one of our rarer viewers who comes from outside the Indian subcontinent. It is rare, it is rare, but Kathy's a regular viewer here, a regular visitor, so you might like to. Kathy is an American citizen with strong, strong British roots, lives in California in the USA. Yeah, Arian, it's interesting what you say. Daisy, yeah, Arian's questioning you. What are your sources about the Indo-Greeks? Indo-Greeks being the original ancestors of the Brahmins? Even I know that's wrong. And he's asking you, who is your source? Ambedkar's 32 degrees. Wow. Daisy replies, David, can't say any more. Real history is still hidden. A lot of history is still hidden. A lot of it, definitely, yes. May never be found either. Aryan Sharma, because I said something that sometimes people get carried away about the origins of their culture, about the importance of their very fine languages. Aryan says he's not someone to be carried away by emotions, as I know that I am a soul, not a body. therefore do not have any bias towards any race, including mine. I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't. Racial bias, racial, racial, racial thing is the highest form of ignorance, to believe that my race. Of course, you're not like that, Aryan. You can't be. You can't be. Racism is one of the highest forms of human ignorance, one of the highest forms. Kathy, dear David, I will be travelling to Delhi at the beginning of August. You want to come in the middle of monsoon season, Kathy? All right, don't let me stop you. Please let me know, David. Might. I'm now in Nepali for Indian visa reasons, Kathy from California. I'm in Nepal, a long distance from Delhi. I'm in Nepal continuously from this first week of July to the end of November. Sorry. Desi Chana. Iranians are not Aryans but are Persian. Look, that's a subject a bit complicated for me, Daisy. Um, Iran sounds a lot like Aryan to me. The linguists say Aryan, land of Aryans, original land of Aryans, Iran, same thing. Um, and just north of Iran, of course, in the Caucasus Mountains, seems to be, as we understand by today, the original land of the Aryans, um, or the Aryan language, whichever one you like. Um, yeah, Aryans is not associated with European culture. As you say, Daisy, Aryan is the Indo-Iranian branch. That's right. The Europeans through migration were like cousins of the Aryans, right? Yeah, Kathy, bring all of your Gore-Tex gear, or what's the more up-to-date gear now, Gore-Tex? I've still got an old Gore-Tex rain jacket, Kathy. Bring absolutely all of your rain protection from head to toe. You may just see some very, very heavy rain in August, the middle month of the monsoon. But, Kathy, because of the hugest influence this year of El Nino in the Pacific, that may mean that a lot of the monsoon influence in South Asia may be decreased. Maybe, yeah. Arian, this is new information to me. New information. Uh, were the original aeroplane creators the Wright brothers, or Shivkar Bapuji Talpade in 1895 in the presence of many high profile people? I don't know anything about that, but my point simply was whether it was Bapuji or the Wright brothers. Um, that's generally accepted as you know, to believe that the ancient Hindus, Vedic culture, produced actual flying machines, Bharat to America, Australia to China, stopover in Kolkata, is just beyond my belief. I believe that the only possibility of any truth is that thousands of years ago, my mind is wide open about alien cultures. It's wide open. I'll just say this again. I can never believe that in the millions and billions of stars and planets in the mega universe, only one planet, the highly egotistical planet Earth, that in all the millions and millions of stars and planets in the mega universe, there is only one planet, the highly egotistical human planet Earth exists. I'll never ever be able to begin to believe that, to accept that. But the picture changes if I keep an open mind, some sort of narrow crack in my limited human consciousness that there are other populated planets in the universe. Some are very, very ancient civilizations, and occasionally they have visited our planet Earth and transferred knowledge even. How do you explain certain monuments and structures on the Earth that were created hundreds or thousands of years ago? How did primitive man then produce those highly sophisticated structures? To structure a temple in South India, for example. To accept the possibility of alien civilizations is the only way to begin to explain that those structures were built hundreds or thousands of years ago on planet Earth with extraterrestrial help. And I'm only an amateur on this subject, but I can see that. I can see that. Aryan Sharma, what are your thoughts on Bhiman Shastra? Look, you may be more knowledgeable on the subject than me, Aryan. I don't want to expose my possible limited ignorance on the subject, Aryan. And this is a highly enjoyable live stream tonight, Aryan. Highly enjoyable. Highly enjoyable. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. You tell us your thoughts on Bhiman Shastra. Daisy's asking, Aryan, where are the books now? Where are the books now existing on Bhiman Shastra? You've got on PDF, wow. Daisy's asking, are you serious? Kathy, I think they're saying, are you serious that thousands of years ago in ancient Hindu culture, they had flying machines produced by humans independently on this earth? That's what they're talking about, Kathy. Aryan says he's always serious in these discussions. I respect that. Hi, Upreti, Niraj Upreti from my oldest residence in Uttarakhand, the northern Indian Himalayas. Niraj is an original resident of that area, has lived and worked in Sweden and Denmark. Excuse me, I had a huge lunch today, really enjoyable. Wow. I ate a lot of veggies too. Thanks for coming, Niraj. We're in the middle of an extremely interesting discourse. Go back about half an hour. Ancient Indian civilizations. Sanskrit is the mother of all languages on the planet. And other about origins of mankind. Very interesting, Niraj. If you've got some time, go back. Oh, but of course, when you look at a replay of a live stream, you don't get the text on it. Ashok, why is it not possible for replays of a live stream to show texts? Otherwise, you only get the voice of the streamer. Tell me that. Daisy's admitting he may be wrong. Good, good. Daisy's very, very honest man. Very honest. Mahendra Thakur. Hi, Mahendra. Namaste. Look, you're saying I look like Jesus Christ. Look, we've got a very, very serious Christian on this live stream at the moment. So I don't want to offend her, okay? Um, so I'll give a reply later on, Mahendra, but the Christians do believe that Jesus Christ will come back again one time, if that's possible. But I won't say any more on the subject, Mahendra, until our lovely Christian friend leaves the live stream, okay? RM110 is saying something which seems to be very, very important. if we understand the fundamental causes of the universe, many debates will be concluded easily. If we understand the fundamental causes of the universe, many discussions will be concluded easily. Without doubt, probably, eh? Yes, Daisy Chana, as it seems to you, Daisy Chana, on this public platform, I, David, am true Aryan and you're Daisy Chana, local Chana. Hi, Pat, how are you? We have some very, very interesting subjects discussed tonight, Pat. Were you here before, like an hour and a half ago? Um, I just got here on time, Pat, as the rain finished, light rain, that's all. I don't like to get wet, and I refuse to buy another umbrella. I have lost many, many umbrellas in my life, many, and I refuse to buy another one. But if the rain increases here, I may buy one from the market here. Costs $5. Now, nice to see your name again, Pat. And oh, Pat, um, then I don't need to repeat later. Um, I have had a food revolution today. I found that the Darwin View Tower, I made a second video from the Darwin View Tower today, Pat. I haven't been there for 1 year, and the food management has had a complete overhaul. The previous inconsistent cook of previous years is no longer there, and I hope never returns. They've got two young, strong cooks, have been there 1 and 2 months, who are cooking with their heart and soul some really delicious food. I had about 6 different types of veggies in my rice and beans today, Pat, from Australia. 6 different types of veggies. I'm feeling great. I might not be able to sleep tonight. I had such a good late lunch. And I'm feeling great, and I can eat there much more often. And one of the other unsatisfactory places I'm no longer going to visit, Pat. You can understand that, Pat, because this is a tiny village, limited food in the restaurants, limited food, and I'm feeling great. I'll be eating there every second day now. Mahendra Thakur, David, did you ever worship to Jesus Christ, whether in the church or chapel? I was never, I tell you honestly, and Kathy, I know you're a good Christian. If you're still here, Kathy, I don't want to upset your sentiments. Oh, Kathy maybe has come and gone very quickly. All right, I'll talk freely. Mahendra, I'll talk very honestly to you about this, very honestly. I've said this before. Between the ages of 9 to 12, I was obliged I was obliged by my mum and dad to attend church every Sunday. And do you know what I heard in the various... My mum, 1 year she followed this particular Christian following. And she was never satisfied, my mum, about Christianity. The next year she followed a different type of Christian, and the third year another type. And in each of the Christian churches, they delivered the same message, Mahendra, the same message. And it went like this: all humans are sinners. All humans are sinners. From our birth until now, every human being is a sinner. And we must stop sinning. We must say sorry to God. And we must stop sinning and follow the path of the one and only JC, Mr. Jesus. And quite honestly, after a couple of years of this, Mahendra, I got sick and tired of that. Because, for example, I knew my lovely mother wasn't a sinner. I knew my lovely stepfather wasn't a sinner. My two sisters and myself were not sinners. So this is the message they were delivering 50, 60 years ago. I don't know if it's changed. I don't know if the message has matured or not, but That's my answer to you, Mahendra. My honest answer from the heart, in a very, very short reply. That's it. And please, you other viewers on here, never be afraid. Don't you ever be afraid to express what's deep inside your heart on certain very important matters. Because one of the reasons why I come onto these live streams is I learn many things from you, lovely viewers, and I hope I can give a couple of my life experiences to you also to clear up very old misunderstandings which exist until now. Very old misunderstandings. Misunderstandings can only be cleared up by honest, heart to heart discussions. Also, when I was 12 in Sydney, Australia, I protested about being dragged along to these you are all sinners, you are all sinners discussions in church. Because at that time when I was 12 in Sydney, there was a new program coming from England, and it was called the Weekly English Soccer Football Matches. And when I was 12, I never went to church again after that, because the church time and the football match program, the times clashed on TV. And I made a strong stand, and I said to Mummy and Daddy, I'm now 12 years old. If you go to church, leave me alone for 2 hours here. I want to watch those football matches. Believe me, Mum and Dad, the house will not burn down without you. The house will not burn down. I'll look after the house. And the house never burnt down. I was always a good chowkidar caretaker when they were in church. And then they trusted me after that. And from then, I never had to listen to this blah, 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 blah from that side. You are all sinners. Everybody is a sinner. You must correct blah, blah, blah. Catch, gitch, gitch. That's honestly the report, the true story, which I've told you. Okay? Right. Now, does anybody have any feedback about what I just said the last 10 minutes? Ari and Sharma, I can only say again and again, if there were flying machines existing thousands of years ago in old Hindu history, it could only have come from one source. Aliens and their flying machines. It could only have come from then. There is no way that mankind in those days produced flying machines, unless there was some very, very well developed Maharishis, Mahayogis, sadhus flying around the world. That'd be very interesting, because they wouldn't need to pay for the air ticket. Eh? Arian is saying human civilization is not that much advanced for the first time. Wow, wow, wow. CJ Singer, Mormor originated from Nepal. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. Have you ever travelled out of South Asia, CJ? As I understand it, Mormor, the filling inside can be anything, meat, vegetable, cheese, whatever you like. Mormor, as I understand it, maybe I'm wrong, is a very old human production from many, many other countries. Mormor simply means with the flour coating, right? Hopefully not maida, but a real flour. Isn't more simply translated into English as dumpling? I can remember eating dumplings in Australia when I was a young boy. Dumplings, flour coating with anything like inside. More is not just a Nepali production, CJ. This is a misunderstanding. More has been eaten in many other countries for hundreds of years. Europe, South Asia. Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Ashok. That's completely cleared my mind on that matter. Between us, good. Thank you. about that. They apologized to us twice. That's excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, good. One more loose end is tied up. Yes, Daisy Chana, I did think about that. The number of umbrellas I've lost around the world were gifted to local people. I lost the most incredible big span Japanese golfing umbrella many years ago here in Nepal. Listen to this short story. This is a true story. This is tonight's David's travel tale. Not travel tale as in travel punch, travel ki kahani, right? Listen, many years ago in another place in Nepal, I used to revisit there, monsoon season. I had a beautiful, huge Japanese golfing umbrella. I brought it from Australia. It cost me $30. And I went into a shop in another place in Nepal, went into a shop, bought some things, stepped outside of the shop, not raining. 1 minute later, 1 minute later, I realised I don't have the umbrella in my hand. Went back into the shop and I said to the shopkeeper, Hajur, Hajur, Namaste, Namaste, Kostocha, Ramvrecha, Makaiko, Diro, Kayo Bayo, Dalbat, Kayo Bayo. Please return my umbrella to me, would you? I just forgot it. The big green and black umbrella. And you know what he said? This is 1 minute after I forgot it. You know what he said? He said, I'm sorry, Hajur, but I don't know anything about any lost umbrella. Maybe you left it in another shop. And under my breath, I abused him in 7 other languages. I know how to say son of a beach, son of a beach. I can say in 7 other languages very well. So under my breath, I abused him 7 times. 1 minute after I lost it. Can you believe that? And in the meantime, no other person went into the shop. I know that. Desi Chana. Oh, this is between Desi Chana and myself. Kabuli Chana. Kabuli Chana ji. Uh, David, good news. My matter is solved. I'm proved correct thanks to your positive. Beautiful. That's excellent, Desi Chana. One day I might need to ask for some support from you. You know, some emotional or support, something like that. Wow, wow, wow. That's excellent. You were proved correct. You were proved correct. That gives me a little idea of the nature of that. Excellent, excellent. Yes, Pat, I was so hungry I didn't include it in the video, but next time I go, I hope it's a little bit sunny. Next time will be in 2 days' time. I'll definitely make a meal of that. It was delicious, delicious. It solved all my problems. Secondly, now I can eat 2 times a week with the fried rice right here, fried rice and bean soup. And third place, the pumpkin leaves restaurant, still looking very, very good. If the male owner, husband and wife, if he will bend a little bit, will be a little bit flexible and always put, David, put your hand down, it blurs the picture. Thanks, Pat. If he will always put the corn flour, cooking those pumpkin leaves, it really changes the taste. Corn flour. Corn flour, not corn flour as in flour of the corn, looking like a flower. That's a problem, Pat, that people in South Asia have a problem with. Flour as in Flour and flour as in flour. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, I had a great meal, the best in 10 days here. Great meal. I think you can see, am I looking more of a red colour tonight? Am I talking more than usual, Pat, from Australia? More than usual? Hey, boy. Good. I'm really happy about that, Daisy. That's excellent. Pat, we've got a lovely new young student of law since several days, Aryan Sharma, who has got some incredible real knowledge, Pat, and is a sort of is giving some very, very good vibes here, especially about origins of culture, origins of Indian culture, languages and things like that, meanings of existence and all this, which is a subject which some of us love to discuss, you know. Yeah, I had 6 types of veggies today on the plate there, Pat. Aryan Sharma says, and Aryan, my lovely old friend, but she's not so old. She's just 76, the same as me. Patricia McClenahan, Aryan. Maybe you'd like to say hello to her. We worked together in the same hospital 52 years ago. 54 years ago. For several years, we worked as nurses in the same hospital, Aryan, Patricia McClenahan. Then she's a retired nurse like me. And then Aryan, we lost contact completely for 50 years. And then over 1 year ago, Pat saw my name on Facebook and we reconnected through Facebook and now regularly on WhatsApp. Can you believe that? 50 years. Hakuna Ashoka says, Patricia from Australia, did you hear David's words like less salt and coloured vegetables? Oh, Ashok, Pat eats a very, very great organic diet, very great. Oh, Pat, where do I go after 5 months? All right, I'll just answer these many questions, Pat, and I'll answer you in about 7 or 8 minutes. Yeah, Pat, if I forget to answer that question to go after Nepal, please repeat your question, will you? Thanks. Pat, Hakuna, Ashok, you know Ashok very well now. He's helping me out greatly on this channel, greatly, and will give even greater help also. And I'll also reciprocate his help. He's a little cat guy. Well, that's nice. Aryan says, regarding fair-skinned Brahmins, I already explained the reason of racial diversity in India due to geographical diversity. Yeah, that's right, migration from outside. Aryan, you're a cat person too, are you? Wah, 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 wah. That's right, Daisy. No one is a sinner. These actions are only relative. I mostly agree with you. I mostly agree with you. But murder, high corruption, would you class those as sins? High corruption, where many, many good people are robbed of what they should get. Murder, rape, they're close to real sins in my book. So Daisy Chandler says sin and virtue are nothing. These are ideologies to blackmail and contain the masses, control the masses. There's some truth in that, I believe. Some truth, Daisy. Now Arian's backing this up and saying, Daisy, is blackmailing something a sin, bad deed, or not? Then what's the difference in right or wrong? Yeah, Daisy, not everybody would agree with you there. We must follow some basic, natural, decent, humanistic rules. We must. Daisy then says, what you sow, you will reap. What you sow, you will reap. In his God, it's nothing to do with pap or punya. Fair enough. Ashok saying, bye, David. Less salt, yummy foods. Hi, hi, bye, bye. Thanks, Ashok. Thank you. Wow, 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 wow. Aryan Sharma, what do I understand as God? Give me 5 or 6 minutes to think about that, Aryan, okay? At least 5 or 6 minutes, all right? Or in the meantime, Kyunki मैं पुराना मुसाफिर हूँ, I'm an old traveller, Aryan. What do you understand as God? Eh? I used to play badminton also. Complicated subject, Arian, complicated subject. I think we must finish this live stream in a few minutes, very soon. I just don't have time to get into the highly complicated subject of God, 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 God. Don't have time tonight. We're closing up here soon. They're having their meal, you see. Uh, now look, can be taken even by kids. Marijuana seed, salt. All right, now I must go now very, very soon, so I'm going very quickly, okay? Because the lovely owners here are closing up very, very soon. So please understand that, okay? David, have you ever experienced the power of nature? I live in nature 24 hours a day, Daisy. All right, now I really must go within 5 minutes, okay? Um, yeah, we're getting into some heavy duty stuff here now about meaning of existence, origins of existence, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Why not? Now, look, tomorrow night, I'm having a night off. No, wait a minute, tomorrow night, Saturday night. I must be here tomorrow night. I must be. Let me have Sunday night off, okay? Tomorrow night, if you lovely, intelligent, intellectual people want to reopen these subjects with more time, please open them up again tomorrow night, okay? Daisy Chana, no, you are not looking crazy about the speed of light and blah, blah, blah. No. Now, Pat, what was that question you asked me? The last thing now before we go, okay? Oh, Pat, after 5 months, for another 7 months, I must complete the full year continuously outside of India so that in July 2027 I can go back to India continuously for 1 year. So it will either be, in short, Bangladesh after Nepal 5 months, nearby Bangladesh, then back to Nepal second time to complete the full year out of India, or Sri Lanka. I haven't lived in Sri Lanka for many, many years. I'd like to go back there. It just depends, okay? I could go to Sri Lanka for 6 months. Okay, I could go there for 6 months, come back to Nepal for 1 month, and that's it. That looks like the easiest route at the moment. All right, I must go now. Let's go now because they're closing up. Thanks again to you lovely, lovely people. And namaste to you with folded hands. Thanks very, very much, always from my heart, for supporting this small, almost unknown channel. And I'll be here, of course, tomorrow night. If there's no heavy rain, I'll be here tomorrow night. Okay? Namaste to you all. Salam from Pahadi David, Mountain David. Thank you. I love you all very, very much. We're a beautiful, small, but very close family. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Wow.